Hi everyone, welcome to this hour-long Vinyasa flow. It's a little bit more of an active one this week, so feel free to grab some blocks if you own them, or some steady surfaces, big hardback books, something like that would be potentially useful to you if you need them. Feel free to take breaks whenever you want. The perk of it being a video, you can pause and come back and join us whenever you're ready. Okay, so we're going to start the flow by coming to our child's pose. So feel free to make any adjustments that you know feel good in your body, but I'll cue it with a few different options. You can have knees apart, big toes together, sinking the heels and the hips all the way back. You then walk the hands further forwards and bring your forehead down to the mat. It can also feel really good to bring your forehead onto a block. If you can't get your heels all the way back, it can actually feel quite nice to have knees in line with one another. And then sink yourself down and find a stretch here too. We're going to settle down and find our breath, letting the forehead come down onto the mat, releasing out through the back, finding length from the tailbone through to the shoulders. And find your breath, deeply breathing in and out. Find yourself settling into the mat, noticing how is your body feeling today? What's your energy levels like? As always, I will cue a few different options of poses. There'll always be a harder option, but also, depending on what your energy levels are, you might want to take the slightly easier option today. It'll still be a fabulous practice for you. It might feel good to take a little sway side to side through the hips. Or you can start to walk your hands off one side of the mat. Right hand can come on top of the left, walking your hands off the left side of the mat, pulling back into the right hip, finding a little side stretch can feel good. Deeply breathing in and out, noticing those back ribs expanding on the inhalation and contracting back in on the exhalation. One more deep breath if you're taking the side bend. And then slowly walking yourself back through center. Option for the side bend to the right, left hand on top of right, pulling back into that left hip, finding that opening through the left side of the ribs on the inhalation and exhalation. Growing heavier, letting the forehead rest down into whatever surface it can. And then coming back into center. Take a moment, just notice, how are you feeling? Your heartbeat should be steady and slow. Your breath long and even. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are. Last breath. On the next inhale, we're going to lift to our cat-cows. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Find a nice neutral spine to start with, just noticing how are the wrists feeling. Bring the knees in line with one another if you haven't already, and then we'll inhale, dropping the belly, looking forwards, drawing shoulder blades together into our cow pose. Exhale, rounding through the shoulders, drawing the belly button up and in to our cat back. Moving in time with the breath, as slow or as fast as feels good for you. Working through and articulating that spine, noticing any stiffness in any part of the back in particular. One shoulder blade or the other. Keeping that moving in time with the breath. Exhaling, rounding the back. Maybe drawing chin towards the chest. Inhaling, looking forwards, finding that length through the spine as you arch the back. Feel free to close the eyes down and take any sort of movement that feels good for you. This could be some asymmetric movements, barrel rolls side to side. This also could be some sort of moving back and forth from our child's pose into a cat-cow, taking spinal waves. You also have the option of figure of eights, Asymmetric dip, dive, weave, just taking whatever feels good for you. Noticing, is there one shoulder blade that maybe needs a little bit more of a stretch and mobilization than the other? Also an option to lengthen one leg. Notice what's happening in the hamstrings on both sides. If you're still moving asymmetrically, move in the opposite direction so that we're somewhat even. And when you feel you've taken that movement evenly on both sides, settle into some stillness. Find your neutral spinal alignment once more. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, we're going to take the right hand high and thread the needle. Follow the thumb with the gaze and then thread that right hand underneath the left arm and come to your thread the needle. Shoulder down, head could come to the mat, and you can either keep that hand where it is, or you can take the hand up to the top of the mat, or maybe even take the bind behind the back, looking up past the shoulder. We take 2 deep breaths in and out. One more in and out. Bring that left hand back in front of the face. Plant down and send the right hand high. Inhale. Exhale, release. Swapping sides, this time left hand high. Inhale. Exhale, thread it through and underneath. Feel free to take the hand up or take the bind, whatever feels best for you. Taking a moment to settle here, breathe in and out. One more in and out. Then bring that right hand back in front of the face, plant down, unravel, send that left hand high, and then plant the hands down. Take a moment to just notice how's the back feeling once more. Take any last cat-cows that feel good, and then we're going to work our way into our first downward dog of the practice, tucking the toes, lifting the bottom, and coming to that sharp inverted V shape. You can start to walk through the feet, pedaling out through the heels, bending one knee then the other. Work on pushing the shoulders towards the knees and try and find that long line from wrists to hips. It doesn't matter if the knees are deeply bent here. Work on that spine stretch, that back stretch. Really nice. Over time, you might start to lengthen the heels down. Don't worry if they never touch. If you tiptoed as a kid like I did, they might never touch. Taking a moment to settle, breathe in and out. One more static inhale and exhale. We're going to work on our spinal waves here. So we're going to be rolling, imagining that cat back as you pull the weight into the hands, rounding through the back, drawing belly button in to our plank. Then from plank, bend the knees, think of that cow back as you arch through the spine and send the hips high. We're going to take it nice and slow. So inhale, round through the back, coming forwards to our plank. Exhale, bend the knees, arch the spine and send the tailbone high. 2 more. Inhale, round forwards. Exhale, round it back. Last one, up and over. Bend the knees, arch the back and send the bottom high. Settle into stillness, breathe in and out. And then inhale, look between the hands, hop, step or jump to the front of the mat, halfway lift. Take a moment here and forward fold. Drawing belly button in towards you, just finding as much of a forward fold that feels good to you right now. We're not going too powerful in this right yet. We're not overly warm, so you can just let the hands hang heavy, maybe take hold of opposite elbows and hang in your ragdoll forward fold. Feel free to take any variation that feels good to you right now. Settling into stillness. Breathe in and out. One more deep breath here. In and out. And then from here, bend the knees and slowly start to roll all the way up. Arriving in a slow mountain pose. Inhaling deeply when you arrive standing. Take a breath in. And roll the shoulders back and down. Standing up nice and tall. Finding that length from tailbone to shoulder blades. Tucking belly button in and tucking that tailbone in too. Take a deep breath in. and out. We're going to work through the start of a Surya Namaskar A before we start on our flow. Inhale, we'll take the hands up to the sky. Exhale, hinging at the hips, take the fingertips towards the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Either come to fingertips, flatten the back, or hands to shins. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, and we step back to our plank. Lower down through a vinyasa of your choice, either knees, chest, chin, or your chaturanga. Inhale, find your heart opener, cobra or upward dog. We meet in downward facing dog. From here, plant down through the left foot and take the right foot to the sky. Point those toes and lift the leg as high as it can go. You can open the hips here. They don't have to be squared to the mat. You might even find you can look underneath the right armpit. Take a moment, breathe in and out. Take the right foot in towards the nose and then plant the right foot as quietly as you can between the hands. Plant down through the right foot. Back heel can lift and we inhale to our high lunge. Make sure you're standing on a train track rather than a tightrope. Breathe in and out. One more in. Find your balance out. And then from here, we're going to work our way forwards, aeroplaning the arms and finding our arrow lunge, that diagonal line of energy from back heel to crown of the head. Look forwards. Inhale, come back to our high lunge. We go again. Exhale, aeroplane the arms, arrow lunge. Inhale, high lunge. 2 more times just like that. Exhale forwards. Inhale back up. Down. And up. Nice. This time when we go down, left hand touches the mat, right hand goes high. Find your easy twist, looking up towards the top hand and imagining your hands are at 12 and 6 on a clock face, stacking one on top of the other, finding that twist through the spine. Breathe in and out. One more breath here, in and out. Right hand comes down to frame the front foot, plant down, and then send the right foot all the way back. You can take it high, and then from here, you can either settle the foot down and stay in downward dog for 3 breaths, or you round through the back, find your plank, settle down through your chaturanga, inhale, find your heart opener, and we meet in our downward facing dog once more. From here, we go to the other side. Send the left foot up to the sky, pointing those toes, and take that 3-leg dog. You can look underneath the left arm, hi there, or you can kind of settle into whatever stillness feels good to you. Breathe in and out. We'll take that left knee in towards the nose, bring the weight into the hands, flex the left foot, and place it as quietly as possible between the hands. You can always give it a helping hand. From here, find your balance and inhale, we stand, high lunge. Breathe in and out. Inhale and exhale. Make sure that left knee is stacking on top of the ankle. Then we move through those arrow lunge breaths once more. So exhale forwards into arrow lunge, aeroplaning those arms back. Inhale, we come back to our high lunge. 3 more. Exhale forwards. Inhale, come back up. Keep pushing into that right heel, finding length through the back leg as you shoot energy through the fingertips. Nice. Last one. Forwards and back. Inhale. Then we take that right hand down towards the mat. Left hand stays high. Look up towards the left hand and find those arms stacking at 12 and 6 again. Twisting through the torso, keeping your core engaged. Breathe in and out. Last breath here. In and out. You can plant the hand down, step back. Option for a full vinyasa or a 3-leg vinyasa, depending on how energetic you're feeling. Inhale, find your heart open and roll those shoulders back. We meet in downward dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, we take the right leg high once more. 3-leg dog, holding for a breath. Inhale, exhale. We're going to bring knee to nose, finding that 3-point plank. Breathe in, hold. And then inhale, take the foot high once more, 3-leg dog. We take it to right knee to right elbow. Come forwards, hold for a beat, and then take it back high once more. Really nice. Last one. We take the right knee to left elbow, a little twist. hold, and back up. Nice. From here, we take the right foot between the hands and find high lunge once more. Power through that right knee. Standing tall. Breathe in and out. Find your balance, find your breath. And then from here, only if it feels good, you either stay where you are, you can take those arrow reps like we did on the last round, or you work with me. We lower, cactus in the arms, knee taps, we come back up. For 3, for 2, last one, down and up. Nice, take a moment and then settle down. This time, knee lands, untuck the back toes, hands to heart center. We find half splits. This is where blocks can come in super handy if you like to use them. You can have them back by the knee and find some balance. Square the hips off of the front of the mat. Find length through the spine. Inhale and exhale. You might start to forward fold, drawing elbows back as you fold forwards. If you're not using blocks, you can just have your hands to the front shin or hands to the mat. Settle here. Breathe in, find length through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, forward fold. Last breath in and out. Inhale, walk your hands forwards, framing that front knee. We push through the hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, step back, 3-leg or normal vinyasa, lower down. Inhale, find your heart opener. We meet in our downward facing dog. Settle into stillness, 3 breaths. Option to take a little child's pose. Breathe in and out. One more deep breath in and out. This time, left leg. Left leg goes high, 3-leg dog. Find a breath, breathe in and out. We take those reps with the crunches once more, knee to nose to start off with. We hold. Then we send the leg high, 3-leg dog. Left knee to left elbow. Tap, hold, and up. This time, left knee, right elbow. Twist, tap, hold, and back up. Beautiful. This time, plant it between the hands. High lunge. Finding energy through the back leg, pushing through the back heel, stacking that left knee on top of the ankle. Breathe in and out. Find your balance in and out. Then we work on those knee taps once more, lowering down, tap and up. Down, tap and up. Cactusing those arms, drawing the elbows back. Tap and up. Last one. Tap, down, up. This time we tap down, we stay there. Hands to heart center, untuck the back toes. You can stay in your low lunge or you can work with me back towards your half splits. Option hands to blocks, option fingertips towards the mat, or hands to that front shin. Draw that left hip back in its hip socket. Square the hips with the front of the mat. Breathe in, find length through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. In and out. Really nice. Walk yourself forwards. Plant down through the hands. Tuck the back toe. Lift the back knee. 3-leg or normal vinyasa. Step back. Lower down on the exhale. Inhale. Find the heart opener. We meet in our downward facing dog. Feel free to take knees down to the mat. 5 breaths. Settle into stillness. Deeply breathing in and out. 4 more. In and out. 3 more. In and out. 2 more breaths. Last one. And then when you're ready, we meet in our downward facing dog. 1 more time. 1 more little flow. Let's go. Settling yourself here. Find a moment to settle in. And then we're going to plant down through the left foot, send the right foot to the sky. We're going to stack the knee on top of the hip, opening through the hips and twisting, looking underneath the right armpit. Breathe in and out. Take one more deep breath in, really opening through the hips. Breathe in and out. Nice. Coming back round, draw the knee towards the nose. Bring yourself forwards into your hands. Flex the right foot and plant it down silently between the hands once more. We're coming back to our high lunge. Breathe in, lifting, finding our balance and out. From here, we've worked on this before if you've been to my classes. We're working on our warrior 3 hops. Hands into heart center or hands to hips. We're going to work through balancing, leaning ourselves slightly forwards, keeping the weight into that right foot. We bounce off the left foot, maybe lifting straight away, finding yourself coming towards our warrior 3. Plant down through that right leg. You can have a micro bend at the knee. Make sure left hip is dropping down to be squared with the right hip. Left toes are pointing down towards the floor. Crown of the head is pulling towards the front of the room. Take a couple more breaths here. You can always take hands onto the leg or hands onto the blocks if you have them available. Breathe in and out. Last breath in and out. Taking the hands off the blocks if possible. Bend through the right knee slightly. Can you lift and stand without the left leg touching the floor, bringing left knee all the way up and towards your center? Find a moment to really engage through that right leg. Stand up tall, but left knee is drawing in towards the chest. Keep the core engaged. Draw the belly button in. Inhale. Exhale, you can keep hands to heart center or maybe start to pull that knee in towards you. Can you lift and find it even more? Draw the shoulder blades back, stand up tall, breathe in and out. Last breath in our stalk, in and out. We're going to work towards our figure 4 standing balance. So I'm going to turn towards you so you can see what I'm doing. We take the left ankle onto the right knee and open that knee out to the side. Hips are still squared to the front of the room. So from here you can stay. This might be plenty. Or you can start to bend through the hips, sitting back into that invisible chair behind you and find your stomach drawing in, find the core engaging, find a moment to focus on something in front of you. Hands can be to heart center. Find your balance. Breathe in and out. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. In and out. Really nice. Everyone can release the left leg down to the floor and find your forward fold. Lengthening the hips up towards the ceiling. You can settle down, lengthening through the backs of both legs. Draw the weight slightly into the toes. And maybe if it feels good for you, you can take the fingertips, the peace fingers around the toes to pull yourself down towards the big toe. Crown of the head is long and heavy, drawing the chin slightly towards you, releasing off through the neck, and start to draw yourself further down into that bound. If you can't reach your toes, you can always hold onto your legs. Find a couple of moments to settle, lengthening off both sides of your body. Breathe in and out. Last breath here, in and out. Bend through the knees, plant the hands down, hop, step or jump back to your plank. Last vinyasa, lower down. Inhale, find your heart opener. We meet in our downward facing dog. Final side, guys, we can do it. Left leg goes to the sky, point the toes and then kick the bottom. Open through the hips, maybe looking under the left arm. Find a moment to lengthen and twist. Breathe in and out. Then we bring left knee back in towards the center. Bring it towards the nose, the weight in towards the fingertips. Then flex that left foot and plant it down between the hands. We stand to our high lunge. That standing series again on the final side. Hands can be to heart center or you can take hands down onto the blocks. Take the weight into the left leg. We lift the right leg up, create that capital T shape of the body, dropping right hip to be in line with the left. Square the hips off with the mat. Find length from the back heel all the way through into the crown of the head, that capital T shape through the body. Again, option to have hands to blocks or fingertips to blocks. You can have a micro bend through that left knee if it feels better for you. It may feel steadier. Take one more deep breath in And out. Hands back to heart center. Can you draw right knee into the chest as you stand, not letting that right knee touch, or right foot touch the floor, sorry. Standing up, draw that belly button in, draw the right knee towards you, stand up tall, drop the shoulders, option to hold the knee, draw it even closer towards the body, stand up tall, breathe in and out. Last breath, in and out. That figure four, standing, opening once more. So the right knee is opening up to the side of the room. Hands can be to hips or heart center, up to you. Option to start sitting back into that invisible chair behind you. Notice the lower the right knee is, the more you might feel something happening in the right outer hip. Settle down here. Hands can be to heart center. Breathe in. Find length through the spine. Draw the belly button in and out. We're here for 3, for 2, and 1. Release off the legs. Arrive in your forward fold. Last time here. Settling down. Find the weight going into the toes. Stack the hips more solidly over the heels and settle down. Let both legs lengthen. Hopefully now that we've evened everything off between both sides, you can find a little moment to lengthen a little bit more. Again, option for that bound forward fold, or just let gravity have its way with you. You can take any sort of movement that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, we're going to take one final forward fold variation. So you're going to lift, bring the hands onto the knees or thighs, lift the back so it's parallel with the floor. We're looking forwards and down, lengthening through the back, drawing shoulder blades together. Crown of the head is pulling forwards to the front of the room. And then you're trying to bring the weight slightly more into the toes. This is plenty hard. Option to lift the hands above the head to make it harder. Breathe in and out. 2 more, in and out. Last one, in and out. Exhale, hands back down to the mat, bend the knees, jump or step back to your plank, and we hold plank for 3 breaths. So we're pulling the weight slightly further forward into our fingertips. We drop the bottom, we round through the back, cat back whilst we're here, pushing up between the shoulder blades. Breathe in and out. 2 more, in and out. Nearly there, in and exhale. Draw elbows in slowly with control. We lower all the way down to our belly. Nice, really nicely done, guys. Take a moment here. Hands can come underneath the face. Forehead to the back of the hands and rock the hips side to side. Releasing out through the legs, the hips, the glutes, everything that you've just done quite a lot of stretching on. Be really proud of yourselves, guys. That was spicy. Let's work on a little bit of a floor routine before we come to our final Savasana. We're going to take elbows underneath the shoulders, palms are facing down. We're finding our little Sphinx pose. Make it active. Draw the chest forwards on the mat as you pull the elbows back like you're trying to drag your body along the floor. Breathe in and out. 2 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. In and out. And then let yourself lie back down on the floor. Might feel good to have the hands stacked again, forehead to the back of the hands, or you can take the hands into our cactus and turn the head to one side, releasing through the shoulders, letting the shoulder blades spread away from one another. Little release through the upper body. Okay, we're going to work on our locust pose. We've already done this together before. So hands can stay kind of wherever you'd like. You can have them down by your back. You can have them as a bound behind you, making that a little bit more of a shoulder engager. Up to you how you want it to go. Your legs can be apart or big toes touching. Big toes touching is going to be harder. Looking down, straight down at the mat, forehead is to the mat. We're going to push down through the pelvis. It can feel good to have a little blanket underneath the hips if you are particularly bony or on a really hard surface. Take a moment, find length through the spine. The crown of the head is down. And then when you're ready on a big inhale, we lift everything off the ground. Inhale, look forwards, engage, lifting the arms. We hold for 3, for 2, keep breathing. And 1, exhale, lower yourself down. You can turn the head the opposite way. Let the shoulders relax. Let yourself melt into your mat. Take a couple of breaths. Last breath. Turning the head back to center. You have the option. You can either do locust exactly like you just did, or we can bend the knees, grab hold of the ankles one at a time maybe, and work towards our bow pose instead. Bow pose is exactly the same kind of back bend, but we're using the feet, pulling the feet in so that the hands get pulled back and open the shoulders a little bit more. We lift everything. Engage through the body, looking down in front of you to protect the neck. We inhale, we push feet into the hands, lifting through the hips, pushing and holding. As you breathe, you might notice you roll forwards and back. It's because you're filling the belly, and then you're emptying the belly. It's okay. You can settle. You can find that rock and roll. Breathe in and out. Last breath in and out. Release everything. Hands can come back down underneath the face, or you can turn the head back to one side. Let yourself lengthen out. Take a little rock through the hips if that feels good for you. Really nicely done, everyone. Take a moment to let yourself get accustomed back to the mat, releasing through the spine. And then our counter for all of that back bending. We plant down through the hands, underneath the shoulders, and we simply lift ourselves all the way back to child's pose slowly. Let yourself round through the spine. Lengthening the arms, you might walk the hands back as you settle yourself back into your child's pose. Slowing down the breath, breathing in and out. Couple more slow breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Now we've settled down into child's pose. Find that length through the back. The heartbeat start to settle. And just find a moment to allow the breath to settle too. Noticing how you feel now in comparison to the start of the class. Turning the gaze inward once more and noticing how the body's feeling. Is there any areas that you were kind of a little concerned about or wanting to focus on today that feel better? Do they feel worse? Hopefully better. Settling yourself here. You're welcome to take any variation with the arms that feels good to you. You can maybe make it a little bit more restorative, having the arms crossing. You can also take hands into prayer, walk the elbows slightly closer and bring the prayer behind the head, opening through the armpits a little bit more. We settle into stillness. Three slow, deep breaths, lengthening out the exhale, letting the body arrive in a rest. Noticing how the hips feel, how the knees feel, how the back feels. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. I'm going to let you guys decide. So it's yogi's choice for your final rest pose. You are more than welcome to stay in your child's pose. It's a really lovely rest. If you want to make it more restorative, you can find cushions, bolsters, blankets, whatever you might have near to hand, and you can make it more comfortable. Create a pillow for the head and just arrive and settle. Or if you'd like to go to your traditional savasana, now is the time to do so. There's no fancy transition. You just come to lie on your back, however you would like to. No optional noises can be made as you make your way down. Potentially at the end of my classes, there's a little bit of a as you land and lie on your back. Sometimes it's more of a groan than a sigh. Let yourself ground down through the spine if you are taking Shavasana. If you're in a restorative pose on your front, enjoy and settle down into your breath. If you're in Shavasana on your back, you can take any variation with the legs that feels good to you. Either knees bent, knocking in towards one another. You can take Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. knocking the knees all the way open and having soles of the feet together. Or you can take traditional Shavasana, lengthening the legs out, hands down by the sides, shoulder blades are wide, and we settle into stillness. We're going to deeply breathe in and out wherever you are. Let the breath fill the torso, that wave of energy filling the body from the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Exhaling out of the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Taking at least 4 slow rounds of inhalation and exhalation before you do anything else. And at the end of that 4th long exhale, you can stay here on your back for any length of time that feels good for you. You can settle into your Shavasana, allowing yourself to grow heavy. Find that restful state for your body. And if you find your mind wandering, focusing it back on your breath, counting an inhalation of 4 beats and an exhalation of 4 beats. You can then lengthen that exhalation to 5 beats and then 6 beats. Try and do a Shavasana for at least 5 minutes. It's such a treat to enjoy that stillness after so much movement. However, this is where I finish the video. So enjoy yourself for those final few moments in rest, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Namaste.